Family culture and the impact that it has on many things can be overwhelming. The impact it has on literacy is one of great importance. Generational influences and socioeconomic status are two key factors that help shape the family's views on literacy and its importance in one's life. When looking at literacy throughout generations in the family culture, we see a fairly even view and steady change on its importance. In earlier societies, you were considered literate if you could sign your name and read a simple message. Very few individuals possessed basic literacy skills because reading and writing were not necessary in early industrial and agricultural occupations. This generation's goals were to teach their children how to farm, cook, and clean to take care of the family. We can't forget the mindset of many in the older generations who believed that girls should be the ones reading and writing while the boys should be doing the hunting and hard labor. Many in this generation felt that literate practices are God-given attributes of women's nature. It describes how literate interactions provide context in which a woman can negotiate her social, religious, and cultural identity. Men's identities are not linked to these literate practices. By the late 1960s, the basic or conventional definition of literacy involved the ability to read written text. Keep in mind, this definition did not say anything about understanding those words. A problem that ties into the next factor on literacy is intergenerational illiteracy. This is a socio-cultural phenomenon where illiterate parents inadvertently sponsor home conditions that may seriously hinder their children's reading and writing development, which perpetuates the cycle of illiteracy. Intergenerational illiteracy is often seen in high-poverty urban and rural settings where it is not uncommon to see multiple generations of low literacy skills. Factors that affect the low literacy skills are a lack of good language examples, lack of child-parent interaction, and lack of educational print materials. All of these factors are related to family members having enough time to perform the daily task of a parent who fosters literacy in their home. In order to foster literacy in the home, we need to be aware of what literacy practices are. There are three types of literacy practices in which we use in any given situation where we are interacting with written text. Useful literacy is reading instructions, looking at schedules for information, writing simple notes to a family member, or even writing a grocery list. These types of literacy acts typically follow a guideline and require the reader to follow the author's plan of action in order to achieve certain tasks. Informational literacy is what we use to obtain information about our world. There is no exact expected response that occurs due to this type of practice. The basis for this type of practice is to gain information and to use it to increase your awareness of a topic. Informational literacy is a practice that is widely taught in the schools. Pleasurable literacy is simply reading for pleasure, which results in nothing more than reading something because you want to. What the family believes about the importance of literacy is very closely related to how the child views literacy. The child's view on literacy ultimately determines their successes in life, as well as a way to end contributing factors to literacy. Today's society, compared to 50 years ago, has made literacy an absolute must. Low-income families are no different and should be viewed as valuable resources rather than part of the problem. What is needed is a commitment to use existing resources in new ways to ensure that literacy is a rule, not an exception. Papa, what's your favorite thing to read?
Well, I've got this Kentucky Explorer magazine I get every month. I read it from front to back every month and work the puzzles and catch up on everything.
Granny, what's your favorite thing to read?
Well, I read different magazines, and I like to read the Bible.
Granny, can you tell me when you quit school and why you quit going?
Well, I started to all fill in the seventh grade, and I went to seventh, eighth, and ninth up there. And I had to ride the bus, and it was about 7 or 8 miles to school. And, well, we had a hard time, and I needed to go to work, so that's what I done.